What up, everybody? So today I am going to be doing a kind of unique session. If you head over to the RP subscription channel, I posted a video there where I talked about how I'm doing a new split, and it is primarily focused on the upper body. Legs are on the back burner. My arms and back are being emphasized this mesocycle. So today is what would normally be like my legs A day. And instead, what I'm doing is lateral delts, biceps at the beginning of the session. And then I'm doing only one quad exercise today. With that quad exercise, I'm going to be doing roughly 2 to 4 sets max toward the end of the mesocycle. So I did 2 sets of Smith squats last week. I made a post on Instagram where I talked about that. How I might keep that movement in, I might not, because it's pretty axial loaded still, and I'm doing some other axial loaded stuff. Because where I'm at with food, because where I'm at with pharmacology, I am likely just gonna go ahead and keep it. Enjoy the Smith squatting for a mesocycle. And then when I get deeper into the accumulation of my pharmacology side of stuff, I may pull back on that axial loaded quad exercise and just do something like a leg press or a hack squats, which is slightly better because it's a machine. So that'll probably happen next meso, but I have about 2 or 3 more weeks of accumulation here in this one. And you're gonna be able to see with the way I'm structuring for the remainder of my mass, my entire mesocycle, because putting the lateral delts biceps first is going to allow me to be fresh in the session. It's going to allow me to put more volume toward that muscle group, and then just kind of like toward the end, okay, here's my quad maintenance volume for the session, good to go. That paired with the single hamstring set plus the back exercise you guys will see on another video, which actually that might have been the RP one, so you might want to go see that because I talked about the cool variation I did. It's a basically deficit deadlift. It's hitting my hamstrings too, but it's a shitload of erector and whole back. I'm intentionally rounding my lower back to use that. If you guys want me to see what I'm talking about and kind of hear the rationale behind that, go check out that video, subscribe to the RP member section, and you'll see all that good nerdy shit over there. So, gonna go ahead and get these delts warmed up, biceps, and then it'll lead me into my legs. All right, guys, first exercise. Seated laterals, 4 sets. Gonna my rep match. You'll see I have 2 shakers here. One is my carbohydrates and one is my protein because I always lose my fucking big shakers. I keep doing it like an idiot. So when I'm sipping my intra, through my session, I sip about 1/3 of this on the way to the gym, composed of about 60 grams of carbs, 20 grams of protein. As I'm driving to the gym, waking up, I'm sipping on it, and then through the duration of my session, I drink the rest of that 2/3. So time it. I usually put it in one big shaker. Unfortunately, I'm an idiot. I keep losing those. So we're gonna do the my rep match here. After that, we have 1 bicep exercise and basically training some form of lateral delt and bicep every single day during this mesocycle. So you'll see how it's split, how that's possible with the amount of volume per session. People kind of debate these types of concepts with leaving tons of context out. So no, I would not train lateral delts and biceps basically every day. I think it's like 4 or 5 times a week if I was doing like 3 exercises a piece per session. But I'm basically splitting it up to where it's 1 and 1. Couple days I might have 2 exercises for one of them, but it's just depending on how hard it was hit the sessions prior. If there was a rest day, if there wasn't a rest day, things like that. So frequency has to be taken into consideration in conjunction with the total amount of volume. It's not just, yeah, I can hit my chest 2 times a week, because it would be hard to do that if you were just blasting the fuck out of your chest with way too much volume, tons of junk volume, tons of other shit, and then trying to go when you're still sore and try to hit it. You got to make sure that you're taking everything into consideration. It's one giant puzzle. There's not just separate components. This one's really light. This is a good piece. So my friend Andy's the head trainer here. And he basically finds all these pieces for pretty cheap and just gets them all put together, brings them to Fit Club. So Fit Club has 2 locations. It's gonna have 3, but Andy's in charge of finding all this beautiful old school shit, really smooth pieces that we both like. He always hits me up. He's like, hey, what do you think about this piece? So the Body Masters you've seen me and Carol use before, the one that I fucked her up on. It's an amazing piece you don't see in a lot of gyms anymore. Same goes for a lot of this stuff. That hamstring curl, I've honestly only seen this hamstring curl in probably 2 other gyms. So if you come to Vegas, I put Fit Club pretty high on the list of gyms you gotta visit. I mean, shit, when you got like murals like this, you know, it's a cool vibe. It's a damn cool vibe. According to my handy dandy RPI Hypertrophy app, it's 15 reps, should be good. Mario, Scott says, new video is fucking awesome, man. You guys crushed it. I think the members are gonna dig it. There you go, guys, from Scott, the video guy himself. So I'm actually with Mario right now. That was probably similar to last week as far as difficulty, but obviously the weight on the machine reads differently. So you got to kind of take your time warming up when you're traveling or using different facilities with different machines, because again, I've said this many times, your muscle's not detecting what the weight is reading. It's detecting the actual stimulus that's getting provided to it, the actual mechanical tension. I warmed up, 140 felt pretty decent, and I saw I was gonna get 15 reps, and I was like, okay, based on what I know, how that felt, 15 seems reasonable at that load. It's probably a little lighter, but I'm gonna stick with it because there is an added set this week. So regardless, if this is a little lighter than the other machine read, I'm still getting that accumulated volume via adding a set. So I'm not too concerned with it being slightly lighter. So these are more straight sets. This session, midweek session. Toward the end, I have a couple of intensity techniques with a different variation. So next set is 12. Then the set after that is 2 in the tank, and I will probably get 10 to 12. We'll see. But that next set is the added set for the week from the app, whereas it was 3 sets last week.
You've put in the work over the years, and you've made good gains. But now you're ready to create your most impressive physique ever. And the RPI Hypertrophy app is designed to make this possible. You can customize every single aspect of your training plan, or let the app's AI take the lead. Whichever combination you use, your results will climb higher than ever. All you have to do is bring the effort. Click on the link in the description of this video to get started.
Just kind of like I have it actually programmed, but as you guys know, I don't generally train my forearms and my calves a lot. They have a high affinity for muscle growth. They get hit very well with my other exercises. Like, you gotta think, calves, largely genetic, but they do get stimulated and hit with deep squatting and things of that nature. It's kind of like gymnasts. So like my gymnast Stacy, before training for bodybuilding and getting his pro card and all that shit, did approximately 0 curls, and his biceps are bigger than mine. He's a natural athlete, but he was a gymnast for years. All the hanging, pulling, the dual bars, like all that stuff hits the biceps decently. And if you already have a high affinity for muscle growth in a specific area, it'll just fucking grow. So you see the additional isolation volume coming into play when you're really trying to emphasize something, or you have a stubborn like muscle group that doesn't grow as well as the rest. But because my forearms and calves grow so well from deep squatting, they're already pretty big. From the curls, my forearms getting stimulated, I don't add in a lot of extra. If I were to push to the open, I would still train the fuck out of them, just because I would want everything to grow. So just keeping in mind the fact that I have a weight cap for classic. I try to get as little amount of stimulus to those areas as possible, since they already grow so well with just the primary movements. So one more set there, pretty good set. Again, it is definitely lighter by a little bit, but this next set will make up for the volume. And then if I come back here, hell yeah. If I go back to the other gym I trained at, I'll just make sure that it's a similar load. No big deal. The biofeedback kind of takes care of all that. Because let's say you really miss the mark on a machine and you overshoot, you'll see that it like has a red, did not match or whatever. Or you'll say, fuck, I had a crazy pump today because I overshot, did way too much this week because I was at a new gym. You just rate it properly, and then next week the app fixes it for you. Super fucking simple. If you do that multiple weeks in a row, it might suggest a deload for the muscle group, but it'll have to be multiple sessions. So again, man, the biofeedback, which you don't have to think about anymore, the app just does it all for you. And based on what I would do and what Mike would do for you if we were following you around every single session, every single day, every single week, it's gonna modify it such that you're still able to train and progress properly week to week to week. So it's a gym, guys, it really is. Do one more set. I'll have to hit it in a second. So for those you don't know, when I am like deep into prep and I get a little moody, I'm like standoffish with my friends, Mike and Scott call me Anakin Jerry because they call me Jerry and not Jared because they're fuckwits. And Anakin Skywalker obviously is Darth Vader. So I really feel like I'm kind of embodying that spirit today. I just need a lightsaber. But honestly, it's funny because when I say my name anywhere, like what's the name for the order? I say Jared, they're always like, Jerry? And I'm like, do I not pronounce the D properly? I'm like, don't call me that. That's the dumbest character on Rick and Morty. Dumb characters always piss me off. Like, dude, so SpongeBob got really difficult for me to watch when I was a kid because of Patrick. Like, I couldn't fucking handle it. And then who was the dumb fairy odd parent? The green one? God, that guy pissed me off too. Not bad. So for those of you who have not used the app, here's the feedback it's asking. So how's the joint? This caused me no pain. It's a machine for my fucking lateral delts. I got a moderate pump. I'm massing, but I'm also on less pharmacology. Pump feels decent, but it's not like it's mind-blowing. The workload for my shoulders was pretty good. Definitely didn't push my limits. It wasn't easy. and it wasn't too much. Times when you would select it was too much, let's say, would be like if you ran into that situation where you rep matched none of your reps for the sets that week, you overshot, you weren't able to get it, things like that. So keep all those things in mind when you are rating it so it can provide the proper feedback for you for the next week. So she just got headphones delivered to the gym. Who does that? Who does that? She literally already did like half her workout. Fucking. I think the worst I've ever done is I had back-to-back filming sessions, so I got food delivered. There you go. There's a solution to everything when you live in the United States. You don't ever got to worry about missing your headphones again. You're on the way to the gym. You realize, shit, forgot them. Amazon, Walgreens, Walmart. They'll ship it right to you. So I normally have lying curls on 2 other days. 2 lying dumbbell, a lying cable. I'm gonna switch to the free motion curl today. So I'm just gonna get in the app and switch the exercise because I just realized that I'm doing it like just way too much. Free motion curl facing away. It's gonna have no weight and no reps this week, even though I did something last week, because it's a new exercise that I'm replacing. I replaced to the end of the mesocycle, so I'll just be doing this from here on forward, and I'll just program what it is. So straight sets, 10 to 15 range. Let's see how it goes. It's not my favorite bicep exercise, but it does the trick. Probably give myself like 1.5 minute rest for these. Calm the breathing down just a tad. It's not like I'm getting winded on these or anything, but 2 more sets. Okay. It's always a shame when you teach people stuff and then they just revert back to their old ways. You can tell they've been training with too many bros for too long. Now quads, and that'll be it. So I stated at the beginning, I did my lateral delts, biceps. They're all done and dusted. Now I have my white shoes on.
And we're gonna be doing 2 sets of Smith squats. So I'm gonna go snag that Smith before somebody else does. So we're gonna see how this feels. This is fucking narrow. It's gonna dig into my, or skinny. It'll dig into my traps pretty painfully, I assume. Whoa. It's getting bigger. It's harder to do this shit. Oh, none of these plates match, but it's quite irking. This bar doesn't feel too shitty just yet, but I assume it's gonna dig into my traps pretty painfully. Getting quadriceps on the back burner, so you're gonna see me go a little heavier than I normally would today. Ooh, good damn, guys. Mario, you're gonna be yawning while you're editing this one. Still gonna be controlling eccentric, nice and deep. Tension in the quads, trying not to shoot the hips back. All the same cues I'd always give, just Smith squatting. And more in that like 6 to 10 range. Yeah, it's not gonna fucking feel good. Definitely hard to get like pumped to do this when I know it's just like maintenance quad volume. At the same time, it is like heavier. But I'm so detached from chasing loads now that it's like, okay, I'm just maintaining quad size. Here's 2 sets. The Smith is bent, so I might have to clip it. How fucking weird is that, huh? Clipping a Smith. The Smith is.
Bend the bar.
I think you did it. It was.
You're gonna break it.
Has anybody put 4 plates on this one? Because it's just too skinny.
Yes.
So I should not do that.
The bar is legit bent.
I feel like it was already bent. Was it already bent? No, totally was not. It's a Smith machine. How can you handle 405?
This one is.
All right, I'm gonna do 1 rep. We'll see what happens.
1 rep. No, you're good. Yeah, you're good. More than 1.
It's good. So hopefully the Smith maintains its structural integrity. I think 7's on the docket, but we'll see. This shit's really like digging into my fucking trap pretty weird. And again, it's maintenance volumes, so I'm gonna go there, I'll be back, and I'll do my set. I feel shifty as fuck. I'm not gonna do it on here. You guys can. I'll probably go load up the hack squat and do 2 sets over there. I can literally feel it like doing this. Yeah, it's like I can feel it going like every rep. So I'm like, we'll definitely keep all that in for you, just so you can see. Sessions aren't always gonna go the way you plan. I loaded up some weight, did a couple reps, realized, yeah, the machine's structural integrity is getting compromised, so we're not gonna bend that any further. I'll just do a couple sets on this, and I'll probably make it a set. Again, maintenance volume, so even the proximity to failure for me is gonna be kept at like 3 in the tank the entire time. Maintenance of muscle tissue is super, super easy. I think people realize that, especially when you're hypercaloric or isocaloric. 3 in the tank will also help you guys save some systemic fatigue for the muscle groups you're trying to emphasize, instead of pushing it all out to complete muscular failure. One more. You guys get the point. It's gonna be one more unexciting, uneventful set like that. And that is my quad volume. If you were training your calves and your forearms, they could be done before your hack squat. If you're doing something like this, help open up the ankles just so you can get that nice knee over toe and your forward knee flexion for hitting the quads better. If you've done it in the past and you realize it's kind of makes it a little more difficult to perform the exercise, don't do it, obviously. That is it. Last of the hacks. Just gonna go do them. I'll let Mario get out of here. I'm gonna be posting more often at the RP member section. I'll be talking about tidbits from the mesocycle, how it's structured, maybe even make a full video where I lay out my entire training block, broken down by mesocycles, how I'm emphasizing, and when the next contest prep and things of that will be. So almost my annual plan. Go subscribe to the RP member section. If you don't feel like subscribing, you don't have to. Still a lot of good shit here, a lot of free content on the RP channel too. We will see you for the next video. I believe I'll be putting someone through a session. I'm gonna be kind of alternating these now. Session, my session, someone else's session, my session. That way I can cue and coach and do all that fun shit that you guys got to see on the RP channel that we won't be doing over there anymore. I'm gonna go dive for one last set on the hack squat because I'm getting fat. Too much Brewster's ice cream, Mario. I'm going too much. I'll see you guys next time.